What's going on, guys? This is your boy J Money here. Posted this I'm posting this earlier, much earlier than expected, because I'm a lot later on regional reports. I did go to Houston regionals. Met a lot of great people there. So shout outs to Team FDK for starters, and that Sky Striker player that I played against, I think round 5 or 6. You know who you are. Shout outs to you as well for that nice spicy list, spicy text for your Sky Striker deck. As promised, I won't display the secret sauce you deserve to continue to do good things with those. But anyway, I took Spyrals to the Houston regionals. I did better than average. I did more than break even, which is good. But there are some issues still that need to be faced with this deck in the future. And no, it is not the consistency. The consistency of the deck is absolutely amazing. And that's what I wanted to talk about. There's a few combos I want to display. You don't need Magician's Souls, man. You can play the deck as is really well right now. The weekend before, being last weekend, I took it to 2 locals in a row on Saturday and played 11 matches total, and I went 10-1. So it actually shows some power and how consistent the deck really can be. Yes, I took it to locals that it's not as competitive, but then after that, I immediately took it to a more competitive locals and went completely undefeated 6 rounds. So, goes to show the power of the deck. I decided, I'm gonna take this to the regional then. Did that. It performed exactly as I wanted, but there are still some outside influences that I didn't really have too much control over. I'm not gonna really explain it and go into detail too much because, we need to get on some combos. I want to show you guys exactly how I play Spyrals right now, because keep in mind, at the time of recording this video, I'm going to have it up on the screen. The rarities are supposedly leaked for the Legendary Duelist, coming out I think January 13th or the 17th. I don't know what the date is, but Magician's Souls is looking to be an ultra rare. Now, knowing how Konami is and what they did with that in Malicious Bane, I would not be surprised if this thing is out the gate at the very minimum $45. It can be really bad. It could be a really bad short print being, $70 to $80. That'd be absolutely insane for a Legendary Duelist. But knowing Konami and the player base alike, I wouldn't doubt it. So, this is especially going to be useful for those who aren't going to be able to fork out that kind of cash for Magician's Souls if it so happens to be that high in price. So for those of you who want to play this deck on a budget, not even really on a budget, but those who don't want to sacrifice an arm and leg for Magician's Souls, watch this. So with that being said, let me go ahead and take you to our laboratory. Alrighty fam, we are here at the laboratory where we make good things happen. So, for those of you who are wondering, well, if you don't have Magician's Souls, what can I do to make my deck a lot more consistent? Well, instead of using Magician's Souls, there is another way that you can access your entire Spyral engine, and that is Scrap Recycler. Scrap Recycler is an amazing card for accessing your Spyral engine because it essentially dumps 2 machines to the graveyard. Quick Fix is a machine, and so this is going to be utilizing the Scrap Wyvern combo. So, we're going to have to go ahead and shuffle up our deck, and we're going to have to draw ourselves a hand here. So, we're going to go ahead and make this real short because we're going to do 3 separate variations of this combo, and they all stem from this card right here, and this is what makes this really consistent. So, what I'm going to end up doing, actually, I'm going to go ahead and just show you guys an example here of what exactly this what copy of Scrap Recycler can do. And honestly, actually, I'll just need another card for this. So, because of the tech I play, because I don't play Mecha Fan Beast Lion, I need an extra card in my hand. So let's go ahead and start with the Scrap Recycler, and we will send a Jet Synchron to the graveyard. Now, the reason why I play Jet Synchron over Mecha Fan Beast Oleon is because of the discard. When you are playing Spirals, there is a ton of cards in hand that you want in the graveyard ASAP. So that's why I play Jet Synchron. The discard is really, really good. And of course, you're playing a small Orcus package in this deck, so the deck isn't as linear. So we'll go ahead and discard this, and now this is banished. And we will go ahead and make the card that basically ties everything together. We're going to make our Scrap Wyvern. Now we are going to go and set our rescue, and we're going to use Wyvern's effect to revive the Wyvern and immediately destroy it, using the second effect, Scrap Wyvern, summoning a Scrap monster from your deck when a Scrap other than Wyvern is destroyed, and you summon a Scrap from the deck, and then destroy a card on the field. If you're going first, you're going to need a card to destroy, but if you're going second, you can destroy a card on your opponent's board without targeting. So we went ahead and destroyed a rescue. Now, the reason why I use rescue is because it's actually important for the combo, and it's nothing really too much to worry about because you do play 3 rescues, obviously. So we're going to go and use Golem to target a Scrap monster and grave, summon it, and use Scrap Recycler's effect to send another machine to their graveyard. And we're going to send the best card in our deck, being our Spyral Quick Fix, to our graveyard. Alright, now we're going to make Curious, since Scrap Wyvern is a dragon, Golem is a rock, and Recycler is a machine. So you have different types all right there to fulfill the requirements. So now you're going to use Curious's effect to send a Spyral Master Plan to the graveyard. Now here, you're going to mill 3, but this is purely for combo purposes, so we don't really need to depend on RNG. So we're going to use Rescue to target the Quick Fix. Summon the Quick Fix, and using Quick Fix effect to search, we can grab ourselves a Spiral Gear Big Red. There we go. We can activate the Big Red for our Master Plan, using Master Plan's effect to search a Spiral Mission Assault to your hand, the spell card. Now from here, we can go ahead and link it to our Double Helix. Alright. Now, what we can do is use a Quick Fix effect to send Assault to our graveyard and summon our Quick Fix to the field. And using Quick Fix's effect, we can search another Spiral Gear card, which is going to be our Spiral Gear Drone. And we can use the effect of Assault and Grave to summon that said Spiral Gear Drone to legally stack our opponent's deck, so we are not blind calling with Double Helix. Next, we are going to use Double Helix's effect to resummon our Master Plan, grabbing us a Rescue to our hand. There we go. Alright, now from here is where I like to make Appaloosa immediately, just in case my opponent's really thinking about it. It's only for 2, but it's fine. We can go and use Master Plan's effect. We can add ourselves a Spiral Monster, as well as a Spiral Resort. So we will go ahead and add our Resort, and we can add Super Agent. Alright, things are looking real nice. So we don't want to banish Quick Fix yet, so you're going to need a level rank 1 in your grave, or in your extra deck. You can choose Princess Sprite, or you can choose Recital Starling, either or. I choose Recital Starling because we can search DD Crow, and we can pump our Appaloosa by some attack points. Now, you can overlay this with more level 1s to actually give this an extra negate, which would be Jet Synchron if your hand was really good. But again, for combo purposes, we're not going to go that far. So, we're going to go ahead and immediately activate our Resort. Using our Quick Fix effect, we're going to discard the Rescue, summoning the Quick Fix, and that's going to allow us to search another Spiral Gear card. That will grab us our last Resort. Alright, now from here we get to Banish Rescue for Master Plan. master plan is going to allow us to search. Then we will go ahead and grab a Spyral Mission Rescue. Alright. Now we're getting places. Now we can go ahead and link these two. Make a Tri-Gate Wizard. And we can link these two. Ooh, yeah, I think we messed up a little bit. Oh well. And make our barricade board blocker, and we can go and discard. We can go and discard, and we can reveal our super agent, summon it, make our Nightmare Phoenix. Alright. And we can revive our double helix with our rescue. Alright, so I do believe, had we not have made that mistake of making barricade, I mean, feel like we still needed to make barricade board blocker, I feel like, at the end of the day. But we're going to go ahead and use our last resort and effect search, since we didn't do that already. And we can add our Spyral Sleeper. Alright, now we can summon the said Spyral Sleeper by banishing 3 Spyral cards from our graveyard. We'll go ahead and banish this master plan, because all of our missions are gone. And we can banish the drone, doesn't matter. And equip a last resort. So, this is your basic combo. Basic as can be. This is where you have Sleeper, Appaloosa for at least 2 negates, Tri-Gate. They can't be destroyed in battle, so your opponent does have to fight through every single monster negate, and you have search to decrypt. Again, this is all just from the Scrap Recycler, and yeah, based on what else is in your hand, you have the combo. You have the combo 9 times out of 10. But you know what? So let's go ahead and say that we, instead of let's say we open any other extender with Scrap Recycle. Well, what can you do? So let's say I opened a Danger Snake, right? So instead of sending instead of sending Jet Synchron, I can send Spyral Quick Fix right away. I can send that right away. Where is it? Alright. And use the extender, make our Scrap Wyvern combo. I don't really need to explain too much at this point. And we're going to go ahead and get the Golem back out of our deck. Blow this up. Using Golem's effect, summoning Scrap Recycler. And that gets access to your Orcus combo. You're going to send Harpoor to your graveyard. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fast forward to the part to where your combo starts to deviate, because again, everything starts to look familiar. Alright guys, so now we're at the part to where the combo starts to deviate a little bit. So we searched our second rescue and master plan, if you guys don't remember the first combo, and we searched our DD Crow side of Startling. Now, this is where the combo gets a little different. So we're gonna, we also searched, for this combo, we searched Last Resort, because we don't need the Super Agent for the extra monster. So we searched Last Resort with Master Plan, because this is important, because we're going to search a different card with Quick Fix. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to discard for Quick Fix, and use our Quick Fix effect to search our Spyral Gear Utility Wire. It is very important that we search this card. Again, it's just another interruption. So, now we're going to use our Resort effect to search our Sleeper, so we can go ahead and get it out the way. Alright. So, from here, we're going to banish our Master Plan, and use our Master Plan effect to search, to where we get our other rescue to our hand. So, now from here, we get to link into an IP Master Arena early. Now, from here, you're going to, you're not going to do your Orcus combo right yet. You're going to summon your Sleeper first. So you're going to banish your Master Plan, your Big Red, and your Drone. and you're going to equip your last resort directly to your card. So, now, what you're going to do from here is you're going to perform your Orcus combo. So, I'm pretty sure you guys are aware of how this combo goes. We already have IP Masquerade on the board, so this is actually really convenient as well. You actually get to keep the IP. That's huge. So we get to banish our wand, banish our nightmare, send our wand, and we can banish wand. And I think I want to summon nightmare. Yeah, let's summon nightmare. I use Galatea's effect, and we'll go ahead and set our Babel and activate it. And we will summon our She-Orcus Dingirsu and attach our harp underneath. Alright. So, and now you are going to go ahead and set your utility wire. So, what are we looking at, man? Now, you are looking at Appaloosa Negates. You have Helix here for your utility wire. Since, for those of you who don't know, if Super Agent is on board, when this is activated, you can target a face-up card on the field and just top deck it. It's essentially a Phoenix Wing Wind Blast without the cost, so that's good. So you have an interruption for a Unicorn or a Zero Boros here. So that's one. You have utility wire. You have 2 Appaloosas and all that. And on top of that, if you're probably linking off with this or Dingirsu after you're done, and you can send a symbol to your graveyard. Actually, I think now that I figured this out, you want to swap these. So after you link this off, you can bring it back with symbol after you send it to Graveyard Nightmare, and you still have a sleeper. And also, when you make a Unicorn, you can discard Rescue to spin a card back. So now Rescue's resting in your graveyard for you to bring back double Helix in case it does get outed. So then you can bring it back and access Spyral Tough, Super Agent, honestly whatever you need. Or Sleeper if they manage to out it, or summon Dingirsu and somehow you let it resolve, you know, whatever. And you sell the Crow. So this is also really strong, but this is something I only recommend game 1. So if this is a game 1 thing, so what do I do game 2 and game 3? Well, here's something else I like to do. So I'm going to go ahead and rewind for a little bit and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so here's the situation we were before. Right as we decided to banish our Harpoor to summon our Orcus Nightmare to the field, this is where things get a little different. So what we're going to do is we're going to link off the double Helix and the Nightmare into a Longirsu, and immediately link the Longirsu and the Quick Fix off into a Galatea. Now from here we're going to banish our Orcus Nightmare and send our symbol skeleton to the graveyard. Now we can immediately banish it for our Longirsu, and we can slap our Dingirsu down on top of Longirsu, I guess, and we can go ahead and attach a banish machine. I guess in this case it can be I guess it can be symbol. That's yeah, it can be symbol. Why not? And we can use Galatea's effect to shuffle back the Nightmare and set Crescendo. This is why when we do game 2 or 3, we go for Crescendo for those side deck cards, for those evenly matches, Dark Lord No Mores, and all that. You still have your utility wire again. It's still going to be live regardless, because you can do this one of 2 ways. You can either use IP and link off the Dingirsu and whatever else into a Nightmare Unicorn to discard the Rescue and shuffle back a card. This is a trap card, so you can use this at any time. Banishing the Rescue as a quick effect to summon your double Helix, making this live. Or you can do it another way. If you don't want to use IP right away, and you, I guess, know the matchup, what you can then do is instead you can set your what's it called? You can set your rescue, and I guess you can activate it and, let's say, take a Spyral out of your graveyard. You typically have like one other Spyral, like a super agent or something in your graveyard. Like, take it out of your graveyard, whatever, and then you can use Sleeper and actually target the rescue instead of itself. You know, destroying the rescue and 2 other cards your opponent controls, then banishing and summoning your double helix out. Again, still making this live. And then if you're still getting pressured after using this, you can link this and this into either a Zeroboros, or you can link into a Unicorn and discard the card that you got back with your rescue to your hand. There's all kinds of things you can do with this. So, you know, I guess now you guys can see why this is incredibly strong, because there's so many different ways you can play this out. There's so many different variations of this board that you can put up. And even with the Curious Mills, if you mill certain cards, you can still kind of put up this board. You know, if you mill, like, let's say your Last Resort, you can use Dingirsu's protection effect to stop this from dying and still destroy 2 cards. You know, if you mill this, if you send this to the graveyard, instead of, you can do your Orcus combo with a Trigate Wizard triple co-linked, having your Unicorn on the outside, and having IP right here. So you can have your Trigate Wizard triple co-linked still with your double helix and a Unicorn right here, and Orcus combo would be outside here, and you would still have your utility wire. So even if Sleeper got milled, you can still put up some interruptions and all of that. So yeah, the only thing that really kills you is if you somehow manage to mill your resort to the graveyard. That's the one thing you kind of can't recover from, but luckily the chances of actually milling it off the Curious, since it's a one-of, is really low. So I hope you guys learned something. Again, you don't need Magician's Souls because you have Scrap Recycler to do all this. And most of the time you can make these boards even without Scrap Recycler, because you'll just open an Orcus card. So yeah, guys, let me know what your guys' thoughts are down in the comments below. And with that being said, yeah, love your feedback. Thank you guys very much for watching. This is J Money, and I am signing out.